Greetings, I'm Chevalier and I bid you welcome to the illustration and guide of Ragusa. So, my dear Ragusa, this is part 2 of the expansion guide. So, they are at OPM, they break my heart, to be honest. So small and so pathetic. We'll have to work quite a lot to actually build them up to the necessary amount of force limit to actually kill, well, everybody. So, first and foremost, attack Dalmatia with the help of Hungary and perhaps even Venice, if they actually rival Venetia or Venice, but they usually don't. So Hungary is gonna be nice. Just take their fort. Remember that it's a level 2 fort, so you need to actually move your force limit to 7 before you can do this. To 6 actually, but sometimes you have crappy events and you need 7 troops on a fort there. And wait for Hungary to actually fight these guys toe to toe, then take Dalmatia for yourself. In the meantime, improve relations with Austria so you can actually join the HRE. For you to join the HRE, you need 114 with Ragusa with Dalmatia as well. You should need around 150, and alliance is needed if you actually feel threatened by the Ottomans. Oh, if you see, oh, right, my bad. So the Ottomans will ally you at this point in time. Oh my fucking god, man. Sorry. This has never actually happened, although it's possible because of the guarantee Ragusa. So you should actually not rely on the Ottomans at the early game. Although they will ally you, you're gonna have tons of fighting to do ahead. So if you actually feel threatened by the Ottomans, you're gonna be able to actually gain alliance faster with Austria, as you can see, -12, and Austria is better than the Ottomans. So with some relations improvement, you're gonna be able to get alliance with Austria. With some more ships built, you should be with more troops built, you should be golden there. Especially if you ally Hungary and you have fair relations with Austria, you're gonna have a decent amount of allies in this region here. Now, something can be said about taking Verona as well from Venice. Can be done, cannot be done, it's up to you. You're gonna have to pay extra 20 points to fully core it, keep that in mind as well. So that's gonna be annoying. But if you really want to expand to gain a lot of more development quite fast, it should be done. Although remember that you're gonna incur more A with this, and you're also gonna piss off Hungary even more. Now, once you have attacked Venice, taken Dalmatia, joined the HRE, it's time for you to focus on Bosnia and Serbia. As you can see right now, Hungary doesn't want any lands from Bosnia and Serbia, so you need to have some allies to attack Serbia. One ally is Wallachia, and with access from Hungary, Wallachia is going to join you. Another option here is Albania, if they're still alive and haven't rivaled you, but unfortunately in this campaign they rival me. Sometimes they won't rival you depending on your luck, but if they usually ally each other, and they're gonna be quite hard to basically dislodge because they have a decent amount of troops available. So if you do not have the necessary troops to attack Serbia and Bosnia, move on to the Papal State and have alliances with the enemies of the Papal State. That means Hungary, and at this point in time, Provence and Florence. So you should be able to gain a decent amount of allies so that you can attack the Papal State with ease. Once you do this, take Ancona for yourself. If you look at the states here, you have Ancona, Umbria, and Roma, Romagna, and Urbino as well. So that should be. Wait, what? Oh, right, my bad. But so it's just sorry. There we go. So it's just this thing: Urbino, Ancona, Umbria, and Rome. You should probably feed Avignon to Provence and feed Romagna to Florence here. Other than this, there's nothing much more you can do. Just take 2 provinces from these guys and move slowly towards Rome that you'll have to take. Taking Rome is gonna allow you to keep the HRE into Italy into the HRE. Next, after this war is done, attack Venice again and take lands from Venice. Usually these lands are the best ones to take, and Venezia as well. You might want to take only Treviso and Venice, simply because Venice has a huge amount of development and has the coastal center of trade, which is going to allow you to have more cash into the Venice trade node. So that's going to be even better for you to gain a huge amount of cash from this trade node. Another option here, if you want to move into the HRE just a little bit, is to take Ferrara, because of the Po estuary here. That's going to allow you to have more trade power into the Venice trade node, and it's going to allow you to control perhaps around 50% of the total trade value in the Venice trade node, which is going to allow you to have like 6 ducats, 7 ducats, perhaps no, around 7 ducats, I think, from trade, which is going to be a huge amount of trade there. After this, try to find opportunities to fight Bosnia or Serbia again. If it's not possible, focus again on the Papal State and take Umbria and Rome. Another option here that can be done is to take Umbria at the same time when you take Ancona and Urbino. That can be done as well, like taking Umbria as well. It's a sturdy development that allows you to actually fabricate a claim on Rome and take Rome in the next war. So once you have taken Rome, you're gonna have a decent amount of development. Now it's time for you to focus on the New World if you want to go for the best ideas there. That will be a military idea followed by exploration. Yes, sorry. So taking an alliance with Castile or with France, depending on who rebels Aragon, is very primary. In this campaign right now, most likely Aragon is gonna ally Austria, so you should try to some degree break the alliance that Austria has with Aragon by rivaling Aragon and making sure that basically Austria is not going to be able to stay allied with Aragon. At the same time, you should try to become the HRE Emperor. Now, for this to happen, you need to some degree form Croatia. It's a little bit complicated. If this cannot be done, it's possible for you to become the HRE Emperor by just having low Republican tradition and just tanking everything and becoming a despotic monarchy, and that can be done as well. Although this should be a focus for the later parts of the game, it's not gonna be doable in the early game unless you actually aim for it at the start, like really go for it from the start and just kill your Republican tradition. And if you do this, you might be able to catch the Burgundian inheritance. You might be able to, you might not be able to, it depends on your own luck. Now, let's say that you do not become the HRE Emperor and you do not actually have the you do not have the Burgundian inheritance fire for you. Now, what else can you do? Well, you can become the HRE Emperor later on. 1500s, 1530s is doable. It's doable when you actually become the kingdom and you are eligible to become the HRE Emperor. It's quite easily done. In the meantime, you should expand into Aragon, into Naples, Aragon, and try to have the southern Italy into your grasp. At the same time, from Aragon, you'll want to take the Bolnerias, Alicante, then fight against Castile with the help of either England or France. This will allow you to actually fight Castile off and take the Canaries from them and move to the New World. This is pretty much standard. Later on, just focus on expanding into Aragon and taking lands that are part of the Genoa trade node and also lands that are part of the Venice trade node, so that you can actually collect a huge amount of trade from these regions here. What can you do right now is to some degree allow Italy to escape the HRE if you really want to pull this off. That will allow you to actually expand into Italy, and Italy has a decent amount of development, which is going to allow you to have an okay amount of lands, basically, that you can expand and gain a decent amount of development here. Like gaining Milan, it's the same as gaining a state, like gaining 2 provinces from the Ottomans, basically. Like getting 2 provinces from the Ottomans, like 3 from Wallachia as well. So yeah, this is quite important if you really want to actually build a more stable nation, to move into these regions here and make it your own. To some degree, you can actually switch your culture to the Italian culture and form Italy as well if you really want to. I mean, that is doable as well, but you're not going to be Ragusa anymore. But it's doable. Now, this is pretty much, I'll say, it. I mean, let's say that this will lead you to 1520s. I mean, it's a stretch. If you're really good, you should probably do all of this by 1520s. It's time for you to attack the Ottomans by releasing Byzantium and having him as a vassal, and slowly moving to the Ottomans, Castile, Aragon, France. I mean, I cannot talk about more because the parameters are gonna change. France might win, England might win, Austria might die earlier on, Poland might not get the pew with Lithuania and be really weak. Castile might get the Iberian waiting quite fast, and that's gonna be problematic as well. They might get the pew over Portugal with the regency of that guy. That can be done as well. There are plenty of things that can happen that I cannot foresee. Basically, it's bad luck events, RNG. And yeah, there's nothing much more I can talk about this, but this is the primary that you should expand as Ragusa. I'm Chevalier, hope to enjoy this, guys, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.